Welcome to Live Daf, your online Daf Yomi Shir.
Shalom Aleichem, welcome back to today's Daf Yomi, Taanis Chaf Daled. We're on the last line of Chaf Gimel Amud Beis. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yosi bar Aben, Hava Shechiach Kameh. He would be found before, meaning he was a Talmud of the Rabbi Yosi Demin from the town of Yukras. So initially, he was his Talmud, Shavke. One day he decided to leave him. Va'asala Kameh de Rav Ashi. And he went to learn by Rav Ashi. Yom Echad, one day, Shame, Rabbi Yosi bar Aben, here's Rav Ashi saying over a halacha. Shame de Kogoris, he was saying a halacha in the name of Shmuel. Amar Shmuel, Hashoy ledog minash yom. B'Shabbos, if one pulled a fish out of that water on Shabbos, now we're speaking that the fish was already trapped. Perhaps it was already in a basket, in a net, but it was in the water to keep it fresh. He pulls it out on Shabbos. Once it gets even a bit dry, it dries up the size of a sela, of a coin. This fellow is chayiv. Why is he chayiv? Now, of course, we're speaking that even if he's throwing it back in to the water, he's already committed a malacha, says Rashi. Netilas neshama, removal of life. One of the lamates malachas is hashoichet, slaughtering, which is derived from netilas neshama. And here as well, even a slight dryness in that fish will already cause it to die. So the dying process has begun. Netilas neshama has already begun, and therefore this fellow is chayiv. Amar lei v'lei mamar. Some take out the words v'lei mamar. It was Rabbi Yosi bar Aben listening to Rav Ashi saying over this halacha, and Rabbi Yosi added, Amalei ubeis napirav. You meant to know that there was a specific location requirement to this dryness on that fish, only if it's in that critical place between his snapirim, between his fins. If it dries over there, it's not a good sign. It's a sign of impending death. He has done a malacha of an netilas neshama. So again, Rav Ashi presented the initial halacha. Rabbi Yosi bar Aben followed up with this additional requirement. Amar lei, Rav Ashi responds to him, you're saying this without quoting, without attributing it to a source. Do you not know that he, Rabbi Yosi bar Rabbi Aben Amra? You know, who was the one who taught that halacha? This location factor is Rabbi Yosi bar Aben. You should be quoting him. Rashi brings a Mishnah on Meseches Avos. If one quotes the source of a halacha, he brings gula, he brings salvation. We find this by Esther, that it was quoted, the news was said b'shem Mordechai, so it brought gula. So why are you hiding the source of this halacha? Later, Rabbi bar Aben tells him, what do you mean? I am the author. Anoniyu, I am Rabbi bar Aben. It's my halacha. That's why I didn't mention any source. So apparently they knew names and they knew halachas connected to those names, but they didn't have pictures in those days. Rav Ashi knew this was Rabbi Yosi bar Aben's halacha. He didn't know what he looked like. I'm the author, says Rabbi Yosi bar Aben. Amalei, Rav Ashi responds to him, so what are you doing here? I happen to know all about you. You're a Talmud of Rabbi Yosi ben Yukras. V'lav kamed Rabbi Yosi ben Yukras hava shchiach mar. Weren't you a Talmud of Rabbi Yosi ben Yukras? Why are you here? Amalei, him, he says, exactly, yeah. I used to learn by him. Amalei, Rav Ashi asks him, my time was shavke mar. Why did you leave Rabbi Yosi ben Yukras v'asach and come here? Amalei, he tells him, I couldn't stay there any longer. Why? Gavra, a person, dal brave al barte, who on his own son and daughter, loichas, does not show adequate compassion. How can I expect him to have rachmanas on me? I just couldn't. I didn't see him being a suitable Rebbe for myself, so I left him and I came to you. What's the background of the story? Brei Mahi. What was the incident involving Rabbi Yossi the Menukras's son? Yom Echad, one day, Havu Agiri Bedabra. Rabbi Yossi the Menukras had some laborers, some workers, who were working for him in the dabra in the field. Nogaluhu. Now the deal was that the employer would deliver lunch. Nogaluhu. He got delayed in arriving to them out in the field. He didn't bring them their bread. So the workers turned to Rabbi Yossi's son. He was the foreman. Kafinan were hungry. They happened to be sitting beneath a fig tree which had unripe fruit. Omar. So the son of Rabbi Yossi turns to the fig tree. Te'ena, fig tree. Hoitzi piri sayach. Produce forth your fruit. So that my father's workers can have their lunch. Apik. The tree produced its fruit. 1, 2, 3. Va'achlu, and they had a meal. As this was going on, by the time they were done, the father showed up. Rabbi Yossi the Menukras was here. Amar lahu, he turns to the workers. Don't have something, a kpeda in your mind. Don't suspect in your mind the high dinaghana. Don't think that I delayed purposely. There was a reason. The high dinaghana, the reason why I delayed a mitzvah, tarachna. I was busy with a mitzvah. I was preoccupied with something else which didn't allow me to come until now. Va'ad hashta, until this moment, who the sagaya, I was busy with that mitzvah. Sorry for showing up so late with your lunch. Amrulay, they turned to him, no need for lunch. Rachmana, Hashem, Lizbach, should satiate you, kihechi, just as the Asban Baruch, your son, satiated us. He gave us a gourmet meal. Thank you. Amrulhu, Rabbi Yossi the Menukras asks the workers, Mehicha, where did he get the food from? Amru, they told him, Hachi Vachi Avamasa. This is how the story happened. He turned to the tree, which produced his fruit. Amar Loi. So he turned to his son. He was upset, he was disappointed. B'ni, my son, Ata hitrachta es koinach. You burdened Hashem unnecessarily, Lohitzi te'ena peraseh shlebezmana, that the fruit tree should give off its figs prematurely? You're not meant to do that to Hashem, to force him, so to speak, to do something unnatural. Yosef shlebezmana should die prematurely. So this was a show of strictness against his own son. Barti Mai, was a story involving his daughter. Havili Barta Balashefi. He had a daughter who was very pretty. Yom Echad, one day Chazil Ugavri sees his fellow, the Havikaria Behutza, who was drilling through the fence over there. He was breaking through the picket fence, Vikachazila, in order to gaze at his daughter. Amalai, he turns to this fellow, My hi, what's going on? Why are you breaking the fence? Amalai, the fellow says, look, Rabbi, if I wasn't Zoicha to marry her, shouldn't I at least be allowed to see her? Amalai, Rabbi turns to his daughter, look what's happening because you beat my daughter. You're bringing tsar to people. Go back to your dust. In order not to make people stumble because of you. And the Bach adds 2 words. That's what happened. She went back to the offer. She died. Says the Maharsha, this was inappropriate. Of course, we're not measuring up Chas v'Shalom to these great Chachamim. But as far as we have to learn, apparently the Gemara wants us to learn a lesson from this. Says the Maharsha, this was an inappropriate verdict. She should die. Is it her fault? Hashem arranges his world the way he sees fit with all kinds of situations, challenges, and circumstances. He says, look, Avram and Sarah. Says the Maharsha, Avram noticed that Sarah was a Isha Sifas Tar. He didn't say Shuvi La'africh. That's the way the world runs. All kinds of difficulties and Nisyanes, and he shouldn't have related to it in this way, in this strict manner. So that was his complaint to Rabbi Bar Abin. I can't. This is not an environment I want to learn Torah in. perhaps if you can capsulize it, Rabbi Yehuda ben Yukras took his personal standards as high as they were. But you have to remember, your children are just children. They're just growing up and developing, and he sort of imposed his standards on his children, and the Gemara sort of negates that. Continues the Gemara. Havile ha'uchamra. Rabbi Yehuda was such a big tzaddik, he in fact had a donkey. Listen to this. Kedavuk agrila. So it would be hired out. Right? It was a daily rental. When people will hire the donkey, kol yom l'urta, every evening, at the end of that day's rental, have a mishadrila agra, the renter would put the rental fee, agaba, on the donkey, and he would have an internal GPS, v'ashili beimara, and he would make his way back to its owner with the money. V'yitafala, but he would only take exact change. V'yitafala, if they would add a bit, a butchra, or deduct a bit from the day's fee, lo yasya, he wouldn't go back home. He would stick around till you worked out your exact change. In fact, one day in Shuzuga, they forgot a pair of the sandal of sandals, Allah on the donkey in one of the compartments. They left a pair of sandals. They put the rental fee and they sent it home. It wouldn't budge. What's going on? So they conducted an inspection. Ad Shakluna, they found the sandals Ad Shakluna until they took the sandals off. So this is an erlich donkey. He wouldn't leave with something that didn't belong to him or his master. Mashal says it's interesting that you never find the Gemara praise Rabbi Yehuda, the Ben Yukras's donkey, like the Gemara praises the donkey of Rabbi Pinchas ben Yor. You may remember the Gemara says that he had a special donkey who was offered non-kosher food and would resist, refuse to eat. And the Gemara praises that donkey, like a donkey of a tzaddik, had such high madreges. So Marshal says, yeah, that's a real chiddush, because over there it was animal feed being fed to the donkey. He refused to eat something which was not kosher, which was not on his standards. And that's a real chiddush, that a donkey should be makpid on kashrus. Here, it was different. The donkey was makpid that his owner shouldn't get extra money, etc., get something that doesn't belong to him. So here the donkey was sort of protecting his master. So although it's a pretty unique donkey, and it's of course only because it's a donkey of a tzaddik that it had that sensitivity, but it still doesn't measure up to that donkey of Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair. Okay, so we had the story of the donkey here. It wouldn't go ad shaklunu mina v'hadar azla, and then he went back home. Elazar ish birta, another story involving Elazar from the town of Birta. Kadavu chazile, gaboit tzedakah. Whenever tzedakah collectors would notice him, havutashimne, they would hide from him. Why? Because any money that he had by him, yoilu, he would just give away to the gaboit tzedakah. He's such a generous man, they were afraid of getting near him. When they saw him, they went the other way. One day, Havasalach l'shuka, Elazar was going out to the shuk, to the marketplace, to purchase wedding needs, wedding supplies for his daughter. Chazyu gabit tzedakah. Tzedakah collectors notice him. Tashumune, they go the other way. Ozl v'rod basrai, he runs after them. Amalu, when he stops them, he tells them, Ishbatichu, I impose a shvua on you. You have to tell me ma'askisu. What tzedakah? What collection are you involved in? Amrle, they tell him, B'yasam v'yisayim. We're trying to marry off a yasam with a yisayim. Amrle, he tells him, ha'avoida. This is the lashon of shavua, swearing in the name of Hashem's service. Shehein koid milabiti. The yasam yisayim, they take priority over my own daughter. It's more important. Shakal kol davabadeh, he took all his money. V'yavlu, and he gave it to them. Pashle chadzuzah, he was left with one coin only. Zavan lechiti, he went to the market, he purchased a small measure of wheat, at least that much. Va'asik, came back home. Shadeh ba'achlava, he tossed a little measure of wheat into the achlava, the storeroom. Also, his wife came along. Amrla lebarte, and she turns to her daughter, the kala. My aisiyavuch, tell me, what great shakes did your father bring home from the marketplace? Amrla, the daughter tells her mother. It sounds like she knew what happened, and she was just sort of playing dumb, being vague. She says, look, kol ma da'aisi, whatever he purchased, whatever he brought, ba'achlava shadisa, he tossed into the storeroom. Go check it out. So the wife went to open the door of the storeroom, and she couldn't get it open. It was stuck. There was so much wheat. She noticed aklava, the storeroom, the malyachiti, is filled and overfilled with wheat. The konavka, in fact, it's flowing over, but sinur the dash into the well, the hinge well of the door. And the door wouldn't open because of the wheat that was stuck all over. Wow. So now the daughter was impressed by this nace. Daughter went to the Midrash, to the Beis Medrash, to tell her father the good news. Amalei, she tells her father, look, Boirei, come take a look. Look what Hashem, who loves you, did for you. Amalei, he tells her, leave it alone. It's something that was created through a nace. We don't want to have a part in it. Ha'avoida, again, Lashon Shvu, I'm swearing, Harein Hegdesh Alayich. It is considered Hegdesh for you. You can't enjoy it. It's not yours. You can only partake in it like any other ani. Meaning, I'm not putting it totally off limits, but it belongs to Hashem, to Klal Yisrael. Aniyim could take it, it's not mine. Well, if we're desperate for the wedding, we could take from it as well for our basic needs, but don't consider it ours. Rashi says, a person not allowed to benefit from something created in a miraculous manner. How do we know that? It brings the Gemara back on Avchaf, that if a person benefits from an ace, they will deduct from his eternal schusim lasalov, they keep away as far as possible from something created in a miraculous way. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, goes to Taanis. It was a rain shortage. He made a fast. No rain in sight. Omar, he said, in exasperation. Look how great the gap is, the distance. Mishmuel HaRamasi, from the great Tzaddik Shmuel, from the town from Ramah, who davened, and he brought rain in the middle of summer. Look what a difference between him, Yehuda ben Gamliel, between him and myself, Yehuda the son of Gamliel, who davens and davens to no avail. Woe to the generation that's stuck with me as a leader. Woe to this person himself, who has experienced this failure throughout his lifetime. He felt terrible. Now it started raining. Rabbi Yehuda says, at times, we need that extra push, the tsar of Tzaddik, which evokes Rachmanus by Hashem. He says, tsar, Chalisha Sadas, brings submission, hachna, a true feeling of teshuva. Not only that, Hashem sees the tsar of the tzaddik. He feels with compassion. That in itself can be the schus to bring about rain. The Venesia, the household of the Nasi, the leaders of Israel, goes to Tanisa, they establish a fasting. But they didn't get a chance to inform Rabbi Yechanan and Shlokish ahead of time. You see, typically, you're meant to be makabel Taanis. We had this back on the Yud Beis. You're meant to accept upon yourself the Taanis ahead of time. Well, Rabbi Yechanan and Shlokish were not informed in advance. Let's suffer. Only the morning of the fast day, Oidinu, were they informed. Amalater Shlokish Rabbi Yechanan. So Shlokish asked Rabbi Yechanan, is this really a fast day for us? Of course, you have to fast with the tzibur. You're not meant to be meshana from the tzibur, but halachically, is this a fast day? Do we daven anenu? Haloi kabilna alon mi'urta. We haven't accepted, we haven't committed to fasting the previous evening, which you meant to do, typically. Amar Leiser, Shlokish Yechanan responds, it's not concerned this time. Anan, we basrayu garirinan. We are drawn after the Reish Galusa, the Nasi, who are the leaders, and the tzibur is committed to the Taanis established by the leaders. Rashi adds, it's as though, halachically, it's considered as though we were makabel upon ourselves. We are committed to the commitment of the Nasi. The Bein Nasi Gaza Tanisa Le'esamit. Once again, based on Nasi, established a fast day, there's no rain in sight. Tanalhu Oisha Zira. So Oisha, the small one, Zira the Min Chavrai, the youngest amongst the Bnei Yeshiva, turned to the Beis Hanasi and gave them a little musar. You know why it's not raining? I'll tell you why. The pasuk speaks about when Yisrael will nichshal inadvertently with avodah zarah. How does the pasuk describe him? If the shkaga was committed by the Einei Ha'eda, Rashi says, Einei Ha'eda, the Zekanim, the Me'irei Ha'am, Me'irei Einei Ha'am, the leaders who enlighten the eyes of the tzibur. They are the Einei Ha'eda, they're leaders. They guide, they show the way. Now why do we attribute the chet of the tzibur to the leaders? Why are they to blame? You know why? Mashal. It's like a mashal. L'kala she'bevesavia. A kala who's still at home. And they want to find out what she's all about, whether she's healthy or not. Calls mashenel yafais. So when they take a look at the eyes and they're robust and healthy, that's a good sign, because eyes are a true reflection. The condition of the eyes are a true reflection of a person's overall health. So when they naim yafais and called gufa tzricha bdika, don't have to check the entire guf. You know everything's okay. But if her eyes are weak and unhealthy, that raises a red flag. Kol gufa tzricha bdika is required for the rest of the guf. Here as well, it says oisha zeira. Look, with leaders like you, it's no wonder why the tzibur is suffering. The leaders reflect the condition of the tzibur, just like you're no good, the tzibur is no good, and that's why we're going through this hardship. Also, Avdi, servants of the Nasi, came along, and they were kind of upset at his criticism, and they tossed on him sudara, some sort of scarf, material, but savri around his neck. They were pulling him to and fro, they were harassing him. Amr lahu bnei Masei. So the people who lived, the townspeople of Oishad Zeira, turned to the Avadim, leave him alone. Shavke, leave him alone. The Hanami Mitzarlan, the truth is that he does the same thing with us. He criticizes us back at home. But Kivan the Chazin, once we saw the Chol Mili, all his words, everything that he says is L'shum Shemaim, for Hashem's sake. There's no ounce of personal interest, no self-promotion, it's all for Hashem's sake. We no longer bother him. We don't say anything. We leave him alone. Atu nami, you too, shafku, leave him alone. He means Hashem. Rabbi goes a Taanis. Rabbi made a Taanis. Well, as a mitra, there was no rain. Nachas kame ilf. Ilfa was a shliach tzibur in front of Rabbi. Va'amri lo, some say it was Rabbi Ilfi. And guess what? Amar, as soon as he said Mashiv Ruach, Nashiv Zika. It's wind's blowing. V'nasha or v'nashiv. V'nashiv Zika. Murda Geshem, he says Murda Geshem, Vasa Mitra, it starts raining. So Rabbi was impressed. Amalei turns to the Shliach Tzibur, my Uvdech, tell me what you're involved in. And what schus is your tefillah so successful? Amalei, he tells him, look, Dayarna, I live Bekusta, in a town, Dechika, a very poor town. The last Bechamra, the Kedusha of Abdallah. They have no wine for Kedusha and Abdallah. Tarachna, I trouble myself. Vasino Chamra, I procure wine. The Kedusha of Abdallah for Kedusha and Abdallah. Ma pikna lehu, Yedeche Visayu. And I say Kiddush and Abdallah for everybody. I might see them. Yedeche Vasan. So apparently, in that schus of Mesiras Nefesh for this mitzvah, his tefillah was successful. Rav Ikla Lahu Asra. Rav visited this town. They had a rain shortage. Gaza Taanis, he made a fast day. V'le'asa mitra, and there was no rain. Noches kamei shlichot etzibur. Some shlech tzibur gets up. Omar, he says, Mashiv Ruach, v'nashav Zika. Starts blowing. Omar Moshe Geshem, v'asa mitra, it starts raining. Omar lei. So Rav turns to the shliach tzibur. Tell me your secret. My uvdech, what are the great things that you do? Omar, he tells him, I don't know, I'm just a little Rebbe. Mikri, Dardikiana, I teach little children. Umakrina, and I make sure to treat everybody equally, irrelevant of their socioeconomic status. Umakrina levniani k'neatiri, I teach poor children just as I do rich children. V'kodolei efshalei, and whoever can't pay tuition, I don't take from him. I teach him for free. Midi. V'isli pira de kavra. I'll teach you some of my teaching methods. I have a pira, a pond, the kavri of fish. full of fish, full of goldfish. V'chol man de pasha. Any kid that's not behaving, meshachdinale minayu. I use those fish to bribe him. Here, take a goldfish and behave. Umasadrinle, I set him up, I inspire him. Look, just like fish need to be in water. They can't survive for a second. That's their lifeline. That's their chiyus. A Jew needs Torah like a fish needs water. I inspire him. I motivate him. I'm a fayis him. I talk him into getting back to learning. Until he comes back and he learns. The Rambam Pirsha Mishnah says that Rabbi is meant to bribe his kids. Some sweets, some chocolates, some candies, to get them into it. Nothing wrong with that. So this was his tremendous chus, which made his tefillah successful. Rav Nachman goes to Taanis. Rav Nachman made a fast day by Rach Midavan, Vilas Mitra, no rain in sight. Omar, he was upset about himself. He says, Shaklua la Nachman, take Nachman himself, Chavutu, toss him down, min gudel ara, from the top of the wall down to the ground. I was trying to remove that barrier, that wall between Yisrael and Hashem. I was unsuccessful. Throw me off the roof. Throw me off the wall. Meaning, I don't deserve to be your leader. Chalash Dati, he felt very bad. V'asa mitra, that did the trick. Chalish Sadas, his tsar that he experienced, that was Ma'ir Rachman. V'asa mitra. Says the Gemara, Rabba, some say Rabba, goes to Taanis, he made a Taanis. B'ay Rachman, v'asa mitra, he davened, no rain. Unrelated told him, what do you mean? Rabbi Yehuda. Taanis, when Rabbi Yehuda would make a fast day, it would rain. Why can't you do the same trick? Amalu, Rabbi responds, my Avid, I have nothing to say, I don't know. I can't figure out why his tefillah was more effective than ours. Is it because his immersion in Torah was superior to ours? Actually not. Just the other way around. Anan adefina minayu, our level of Torah supersedes theirs. The B'shnei Rabbi Yehuda, look, throughout Rabbi Yehuda's lifetime, kol tenuye, their main focus on learning, but azikin hava, wasn't Satan azikin. Their focus, their focal point wasn't azikin. They discussed shilas that was brought to them regarding dini mamnas, damages, etc. That was their focus of their learning. Vanan, by us, we focus on everything. Kamasnina Mashita Sidri, we learn all 6 starim of Shas. We learn Daf Yomi. Begin. Vavamati, V'chiyavamati, not only that, V'chiyavamati, Rabbi Yehuda Be'uktzin, Rabbi Yehuda would arrive at Mesechus Uktzin, which is the last Mesech in Shas. He found it very difficult to learn. Ha'isha shekeveshes yarak kedera. He came to that halacha of an Isha who was pickling her vegetables in a container. Amila, some say it was another Mishnah they had a hard time with. Zeisim shekvashim eterfeim tahirin. Olives which were pickled with their leaves. Their Torah, Rashi explains, the olives are now separate somewhat from the leaves, and therefore the leaves don't have a din of a yad. They're not considered really connected to the fruit. They're not conduits for tumah of the fruit. In any case, difficult halacha is in Maseches Taurus. Omar, he said, oh, this is deep stuff. Havaya de Rav Shmuel kachazin hacha. These things are so intricate and complex and complicated. I see the havayas, all the difficulties and the questions of Rav Shmuel and these halachas. I can't seem to find clarity. Havayas de Rav Shmuel kachazin hacha. So that was Rabbi Yehuda. Vanan, as opposed to us, kamasninon be'uktzin. Even in Maseches Uktzin, we have Tleisim Mesifta, 13 yeshivas involved in Maseches Uktzin. We have perfect clarity in those halachas. Our level of learning surpasses theirs. And still, when it came to rain, look what happened. Vilu Rav Yehuda, Kev of Chad Mesana, when Rav Yehuda removed even one shoe as an expression of tsar. Asi Mitra, suddenly it's raining. Vanan, by us, Kotzavchina Kul Yam, we call it all day. Look at the Ashbachan, look at the Ashgach Ban, nobody's paying attention. It can't be attributed to Torah. Our Torah is greater. Imishum Uvda, is it because the Maasim Tevim are different today? Meaning, there's something inappropriate happening by us. We're doing things wrong. Be my guest, tell me what we're doing wrong. If there's anybody that noticed something inappropriate, lema, come tell us. So I have no real way of explaining why his tefillah worked and ours didn't. So apparently, it has nothing to do with the leaders. What should the leaders do? Shein doiran, that their generation is not doime yafa, not presenting well by Hashem. The blame lies in the community, not in the leaders. Rabbi Yehuda Chaza, Rabbi Yehuda noticed, Hanu Beitrei, these two people, the Havuka Partzi Berifta, they were tossing in a playful manner, tossing around bread. Omar, he said, wow, apparently they don't have the proper regard and value for bread. Shmamina, apparently Ikos Savabam, there's an abundance of bread, there's a saiva. He was upset. Yoiv Eina, he applied his eyes in a oinish manner, like an ayin hara, have a kafna. Suddenly, a famine arrived. Omrli Rabbanon Rav Kahana. Rabbanon turned to the shamus, to the servant of Rav Yehuda, the Rav Kahana Brei, the son of the Rav Nechumya Shami, who was the shamus, the attendant, the helper of Rav Yehuda, who made this einish. Look, we have to get out of it. Mar, you, the Shchech Kamei, who are found before him, meaning you serve him, you're always with him. Try to work it out that he should end up in the marketplace one day and see what's going on. Ni'asi, convince him, get him, somehow orchestrate, arrange the lepuk that he should go out of his house with pischa, through the doorway, the samach l'shuk, which is near the marketplace. You know, you could tell him what's going on, but seeing is believing, says the Maharsha. Let him experience what we're going through. Look at the famine that he brought about through his klala, through his einish. Indeed, Asi, he arranged it, v'nafak l'shuk, he brought him out to the marketplace. And what does he see? Chazak knufya. He sees a gathering of people. Amalu. Rav Yehuda turns to them. Mayai, what's the occasion here? What's the frenzy? Amalu, they tell him, look, akuspa, on a basket, the tamri filled with dates. Kaimi. They're all standing around one basket of dates. To come as daven, which is being sold to the highest bidder. There's a food shortage. Amar, says Rav Yehuda, shmamina, apparently kafna ba'am with hunger. Take care of it. Amalu l'shami. He tells us, Shamas, Shalef Mesane, remove my shoes. Let me daven to Hashem to remove the hunger. Shalef Echad Mesane, he removed one shoe. Vasamitu, suddenly it's raining. Kima, when he was about to take off the second shoe. Asa Elyo, quickly, Elyo, express, showed up. Va'amal, he tells him, I have a message from Hashem. Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, Ishalef Zachrina. Don't either take off your second shoe, because if you do so, Machribna La'am, I'm going to destroy the world. It's going to be flooded. Stop right there. Okay? So the hunger went away. Bracha arrived. Amar, Rav Mari Bra de Bashmuel. Rav Mari, the son of the daughter of Shmuel. The Gemara says elsewhere. Rashi explains because his father was really a guy. So that's why we relate him back to his mother. Rav Mari Bra, the son of Bas Shmuel. So he says like this: Ano havakeimna agud nahar pros. I was standing agud on the riverbank of Nahar, the river Papa. The name of the river of Papa. So I was standing there, and look what I noticed. This is on the day that Rabbi Yehuda reverted the situation, canceled the famine, and brought about rain. What did I see? That Hashem answered his tefillah pretty quick. Chazoi, I noticed, la malachim from Hashem, the damu, who were disguised, la malchi, looked like malchi, like ship captains, the kamaisi chala. They were digging up sand, umalunu la'arbi, and filling up these ships with sand, v'hava kamcha desmida, which immediately turned into high quality flour to supply the city with what they need. So I noticed how it came. It was a masa nes. And then also kuliyam, everybody came along, the mizman, to buy the flour. Amrlu, I told them, no, don't buy this. Amrlu, he tells them, Mahala Tizmanu, don't buy this flour. The Masa Nisma was created by Ines. Keep away. Lamachar. So they waited patiently. Maharsha says, it's still pas besale, meaning there's a feeling of relief when you know that you could always bank on this. So it was something. But they waited patiently. They didn't actually use the supply. Lamachar, the next day, Asya and Arbi, suddenly ships showed up, filled with natural supply, Arbi de Chiti, ships with wheat, the Parzina, from the place Parzina. This was naturally grown wheat, which was suitable for their needs. Rava Ikla Lagrunya. Rava comes to visit the town of Agrunya, goes to Taanis, he sees there's no rain, he makes a fast. No rain in sight. Omar, he tells everybody, keep on fasting. Bisu, go to sleep. Kuli Alma, everybody b'Taanis Saichu, in a Taanis state. Don't break your fast tonight. Sleep through the night fasting. Lamacha, the next morning, Amalu, he announces, Mika de chaza chilma. If there's anybody that experienced a dream, lema, tell us about it. Amaluhu, Rabbi Lezer Grunya. So Rabbi Lezer turns to them. I had a dream as follows. Lididi akruyan bechalmi. I saw the following in my dream. They told me a message. Shalom Tov, good peace, L'Rav Tov, to the good Rav, Meribain Tov, from the good Master Hashem, greetings from Hashem, Dumutuvi, who from his goodness, Meitiv La'amei, provides goodness to his nation. That was the message. Rava hears this. Amar Shmamina, apparently Eis Ratzini, it's a time of favor. Mi Bai Rachmi, let's quickly daven again. Bai Rachmi, the daven, Basamitra, and it started raining. How Gava? There was a story with this fellow, the Chayev Nagda. He was given a punishment of Malchus. Bebeidina, the Rav and the Bezdin of Rav, Mishum, the Baal Kusis, he had relations with a guy. Nagdi, Rav gave Malchus, Umis, and he died. Ishtama Milt, Beishvar Malka. The news arrived to Shvor Malka, that was the name of the king in Bavel then. Baal L'Tzuri L'Rav, he wanted to harass, to punish Rava for overbeating this fellow, causing his death. Amr Lei Ifra Hurmiz. Ifra Hurmiz was Shvor Malka's mother, who liked the Jews, who had an affinity for Rava. So Ifra tells her son Shvor, if Ime de Shvor Malka, she was the mother of Shvor Malka, Libra, she tells her son, don't start with the Jews. Don't have any interaction, but how do you do with the Jews? Don't start with them. Anything they ask of Hashem, Yavlu, he gives them. These people are untouchable. Amr Las, he asks his mother, Mahi, what are you referring to? Boin Rachmi, she says, look, when they daven Vasamitra, it rains. There are special connections up there. Amr La, so the son says, what do you mean? Hahu, you know why that happens? Mishum de Zimna de Mitru, because it's time for rain. Zimna de Mitru. Nothing to do with them. Happens to be time for rain. Ella, this is going to be the test. Ella lebo rachmi idna. Let me see them davening now, but kuvas temis, in the heat of summer. V'lai simitra, and bring rain. That's going to be the trick. Shochli l'Rava. So she sent a message to Rava. She was on his team. She sent a quiet message. Go ahead, Rava. Kaven daitach uboy rachmi. Be mechaven yourself. Concentrate and daven. Delay simitra, that it should rain. Boy rachmi, he daven v'lai simitra. No rain. Amalei Fanav, he turns to Hashem. Elikim, Ba'azneinu Shaman. Look, we heard about what happened in the past. In the previous generations, they had big tzaddikim. Shmuel HaRamasi. He brought rain in the middle of the summer. Ba'azneinu Shaman. We heard about that. Aveseinu Siprulanu. Our parents told us. Poil Pa'alta B'yimei B'mei. Look what you did in those earlier years. They were zeicha to your response. Va'anu, as opposed to us. Beineinu l're'inu. We didn't experience it. We don't have that schus. He felt bad. I'm davening, no results. Asa Mitra, as soon as he said that, it started raining. To such an extent, the place was flooded. Al der shafach marzevim al the eaves troughs. They were flowing with water. Al der shafach marzev the tzipari l'diglas, the marzevim of the town Tzipari, poured and poured into the river Diglas Chidekel. So Farshim say, sure, he had to bring some rain to prove himself to Shvar Malka, to save himself, but this abundance, this extra rain, to daven in this way that we want to see the same as we saw in the early generations, that was taking it a bit too far, and in fact, this placed him in danger. Also, Avua, Rava's father came to him in a dream. Is Chazil Bechilma. He comes to him in a dream. But Amalei, he tells him, why'd you do that? Mi'ika de mitrach kapish shmaya kuli hai? Is one meant to be matriach Hashem to this extent? And the mazikim are after you now. They will give him permission to harm you. Amalei, he tells him, shani dutach. Switch locations, meaning sleep in a different bed tonight. Shani duchta, he did that. Lamachat, next morning. So the mazikim showed up in the middle of the night, and Rava wasn't there. They vented their frustration at his bed. The Maharsha says that mazikim are given the rishus to be mazik, a person at a very specific location. They don't have unlimited access. They're given a special order. You can do this and this in this place. So when he switched locations, they couldn't find him. Ashkechei came back to his bed. The next morning, Ashkechei came back to his bed and he found the Mirsham. It's picked up. It's marked. The Mirsham Purya B'Sakini. His bed is all marked up with knife marks. So he was saved at the last minute through his father. Rav Papa goes to Taanis. Rav Papa made a fast. They lost a mitzvah and there's no rain. Chorosh Libe. Not only did he feel emotionally depleted, he was physically depleted. He felt weak from the fast. Sorav Pincha the dice. He took a quick swallow of Pincha, a spoonful of dice of cereal to enable him to daven further. Uboy Rachmani davened, lost a mitzvah and there's no rain. Amali Rav Nachman. So Rav Nachman turned to him. Rav Nachman was the son of Bar. His mother's name was Ush Pasti. Okay? For some reason, the Gemara relates Rav Nachman to his mother here. Perhaps because, just thinking maybe, by Misha Beirach, for a Chayla, we use the mother's name. For the Aliyah, we use the father. But when we speak about Tefillah, we always mention the mother. And the Farshim say because the father is only a Raiv. Gemara says, presumably, this father is really his. It's only a Raiv, but it's enough for us to bank on when we give a person Aliyah, etc. That's his official name, but there's always a chance that Chas v'Shalom is not his father. Therefore, in order to not take any chances when it comes to a Chayla, etc., which really needs a Yeshua 100%, we don't take chances, and we mentioned the mother's name. So perhaps here, when it was his man of Tzora, his man of Taanis, so it was more appropriate to speak about the mother's name. In any case, Rav Nachman Bar Ush Pasti turns to Rav Papa, and he gave him a little tease. He wanted to make him feel bad so that the Tsar perhaps can bring about a schus in Shemaim. And he tells him, look, you know why it didn't work? Isaref Mar Pincha Achriti. If you would have swallowed another spoonful, the dice of cereal, Asamitra would have rained. So he was giving him a little tease. Why'd you eat before davening? Ichsif. Rav Papa was embarrassed. V'cholosh date, now he really felt bad. Oh, that did the trick. V'asamitra, it started raining. Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa, he was traveling along. Asamitra, it started raining. Some have a girsa that he was actually carrying a load of salt. And that couldn't get wet. Some say it was a Hashab Saveh, they found it on the street, and he was carrying it along, and he could not get wet. Amar Lafanav, he turns to Hashem, Rebbeinu Shaloilam, Koloilam Kula B'Tzabadachas. Everybody's ecstatic, happy. All the farmers are in glee. V'chanina B'Tzar. Chanina is in pain. He's in distress, getting wet. I understand everybody needs rain, but delay it a bit until I get home. Pasak Mitra, it stops raining. Kibat L'Beisa, when he gets home. Amar Lafanav, once again he turns to Hashem. Reactivate the rain. Everybody's in pain and distress. There's no rain because of me. Now I'm happy? That's not fair to everybody. Also Mitra. It's not raining. Amar Rabbi Yosef. Look at the power of this tzaddik's tefillah. Ma'yahani leit sloise the Kohen Gadol. Legabe Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa. Look how little impact the tzloisa, the tefillah of the Kohen Gadol had in comparison to Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa's tefillah, who surpassed it, who nullified it. See, the Kohen Gadol used to daven on Yom Kippur. Don't listen to the wayfarers. Pay attention to the needs of the klal. Don't pay attention to the individuals on the road who don't want rain. And here comes Chanina ben Doisa with one short tefillah, undoes that. That's not how you maspal tefillah k'tzora b'bayis achitzim. When the Kohen Gadol left the Kodesh HaKadoshim, he would utter a short tefillah b'bayis achitzim in the Heichel. My matli, what did he say? Rabin bar Ada v'Rava bar Ada, the Amrit Havai, they both said over Mishmei in the name of Rav Yehuda. He would daven for Parnasa on Yom Kippur, for Parnasa of Klal Yisrael. That was on his mind. Yiratzim l'fanecha Hashem Elokeinu. Shetei Hashana Azu, the following year should be Gershuma Shchuna, a rainy and hot year. 1 second, Gershuna, hot year. Mal Yossi, is that a positive thing? Adarab, it's the opposite. Griyusi, it's something negative. Why is he doubting for it? Rather, he meant like this. Im Shchuna, if it's meant to be a hot year, then at least to Hey Gershuma Tlua, There should be a rainy and dewy year full of water to counteract the heat. Then he proceeded, it should rain and rain, and the travelers should have no effect. That tefillah should have no impact on the rain. Rav Acha B'Rei Rava Messiah, he would conclude the tefillah. He would add Mishmed Rabbi Yehuda. Gadol would say Lo Yadi. It shouldn't move away. It shouldn't budge. Aved Shultan, the ones who make Shlita, mean the leaders, with the base Yehuda from the house of Yehuda, meaning all leaders throughout Klal Yisrael, whether the kings or even in Babel, the Reish Kalusa, the community leaders were always, for the most part, from Shevet Yehuda. That was his tefillah. That's what it's meant to be. Shevet Yehuda is meant to be the leaders. Klal Yisrael should not need each other for parnasa. Nor should they be dependent on another nation. Klal Yisrael should be self-sufficient. So we see that Chanim Daisa was able to override a tefillah of the Kohen Gadol. Amar B'Dam Rav. Look how great tzaddik he was. B'chol yom v'yom, every day, throughout Rabbi Chanina's lifetime, Baskol Yoitzis Veimeres, a heavenly voice would call out and say, Kol ha'olam kulo nizoin b'shvil Chanina b'ni. The whole world is being sustained by Chanina. His chos supplies everybody with what they need. Because he's such a tzaddik. He doesn't partake in the world. He lives a higher existence. V'Chanina b'ni, my son Chanina, diet. For him it's enough. B'kav charum, a small measure of carob per week. Me'erev Shabbos, le'erev Shabbos. So he would only eat a small measure of carob throughout the whole week. He was such a tzaddik. He was living a higher existence. That's exactly why he had such a great schus. And because of that schus, he was able to supply everybody else with their physical needs. The Mefarshim say the word bishvil is a pathway, a pipeline, a channel. Kol ha'olam kuloi nizoin. Where does everybody get their mezoines, their bracha, their parnasa? Bishvil Chanina b'ni, through the pathway of Chanina. He brings it down through his channel, through his schus. Then it gets distributed to everybody else. Okay, let's do a quick chazar of today's daf. We have the story with Rabbi Yossi bar Avin, who was formerly a Talmud of Rabbi Yossi ben Yukras. He left him because he didn't like the fact that he was a bit strict with his son and his daughter. The story with his son was that they were out of food on the field. The son called out to the tree, produced his fruit prematurely. We had the story with the daughter. He saw that his daughter was presenting a pitfall, a michshol, and he ordered her back, la'afra. Concluded with the third story of a special chamar, who only took exact change. Elazar ish bar Tosa went to buy a nudunya for his daughter, gave away his money, came back with just a little wheat, which filled into the whole storeroom. He didn't want to take it. Masanis. Oisha, who was the youngest in the yeshiva, Zirud ben Chavraya, criticized the Beis Hanasi, the leaders. You are the Enia Eda, and your dismal state is true reflection of what's going on in the community. Don't bother him, they said. He's doing this l'shem Shammai. There were individuals who had special schusim. He's Meiser Nefesh for Kiddush Havdalah. He was totally devoted to chinuch of Tineke Shel Beis Rabban. In fact, their tefillah carried weight and brought about rain. Rabbi Yehuda saw people being disrespectful to bread. He brought about a hunger. He went out to the marketplace. He sees what's going on. He switched it back to a seva. They noticed the malachim delivering flour. They kept away because it's Masa Nisa. This fellow died because of Rav's Malchus. Shmuel Malka wanted to start with him. His mother says, keep away. Look, these fellows have a special status in Shemayim. In fact, Rav was Matzliach to bring about rain when he asked Hashem. But it seems like he went a bit too far, and the Mazikim were after him, and he was saved from them due to his father's secret advice. He concluded with Rabbi Chanina Medaisa, his tefillah, and his tremendous chosim. B'suras Tov to you and Kol Tov.